Hello again, I am Jim Bob, and welcome back to Railway Empire here on the PS4. We're in the campaign, and we're up to Chapter 4, which is Civil War. In 1862, during the Civil War, a decision was made to construct a transcontinental railway that would connect the westernmost state of California with the East Coast. However, the war put a stop to all this. Instead, the railway became a decisive factor in the war for the first time. Jay Cook, the first US investment banker and advisor to the president, has orders for you that are intended to prevent the breakup of the United States. Interesting. So let's see, we're starting in Louisville, and we have a whopping $5 million to play about with. Only one AI competitor, and I'm guessing that we're going to have kind of two completely separate sort of divisions here. We're going to have us in the north and our AI competitor in the south. Whether or not that means we get to build into each other's territories or not, I don't know. I would probably guess not, but who knows. Right, well, let's jump in and see what we have to do.
In recent years, the tensions between the northern and southern states have been steadily increasing. A deep rift ran along economical, political, and ideological divides, right through the still young nation. The tone in both camps became increasingly bitter and drew a gloomy picture in which a greedy, cold-hearted North opposed a lazy, vicious South. The Union was on the brink of civil war. All eyes were on the events of the coming months.
My name is Jay Cook. I'm delighted to finally meet you. Now, I'm afraid there's a war ahead, a dispute we cannot escape. I will help President Lincoln to save the Union, and I have a very important strategic role in mind for you. I am firmly convinced that Lincoln will put a quick end to the conflict between the northern and southern states. But we must be prepared for everything. So, you must take your tasks very seriously. First of all, the Southerners need to realize that it would be wrong to bring the Union into question. For this reason, you should tend to Louisville and construct a weapons factory there. In this way, we'll have a good support near the border if the worst comes to the worst.
Okay, so yeah, I opened up the build menu so that it pauses the game and we don't lose several days or even an entire month while we're getting that beginning bit out of the way. Also, it gives us the chance to have a look. You can see the south is blocked off, so this is boarded off. We've got this huge network down here that's already up and running, run by our AI opponent. I wonder who it is. Well, guess we'll find out in a moment. I really hope it's not Beatrix. But there is a general character, so I'm going to guess it's him. Seeing as this is a war mission. Obviously, we can build all the way up here. We've got quite a few little bits and bobs up here. We've got... is that a large station or is that a warehouse? That might be a warehouse, actually. We've got a little connection over here as well at Mason Estate. Oh, there's the warehouse, look. So that might be a large station, or that might be a warehouse as well. I'm not entirely sure if we have two warehouses. No, that one actually says warehouse, so yeah, that must be a station, West Estate. We have Indianapolis up here, Walker Estates, farm over there, Louisville, that's our starting point there, and St. Louis over here as well. But we only have the three cities hooked up, and then some stuff feeding into them. So we don't have that big a network. It looks a lot, but it's really not that much. None of our cities up here are connected. We don't have anything to Cleveland or Toledo. We don't have Chicago, Rock Island, Columbia, Des Moines. Anything else? That's it. That's all of our cities. But we only have 3 connected. Not much. We've got a huge ton of research points as well, by the look of it. Right, let's take a look at our objectives, see what we have to do. We need to reach a population of 60,000 in Louisville, and we need to do that by the end of 1961. And we also need to produce 1 load of weapons as well. So, got some pretty pressing tasks. Let's jump in and take a look at our research first of all. Whole load of trains that we can unlock, potentially. Let's get the Dragon. Reduce the purchase price of new locos by 30%. Yes, because we don't have any trains by the look of it. We want to reduce their maintenance requirements. What's this? Is this an express? It is. Okay. Increase transport profits. Yes. Let's buy... That's 42 miles an hour. How fast is this one's 40. So is that one down there. So 42, and that's 46. And we're pretty much out of points. Yeah, we're out of points now, but we've unlocked the Rogers Mogul. We already have the Philadelphia, and we have the Dragon. So we've got 2 different trains for freight. Let's see who this guy is. A reporter. Yeah, we'll get him to criticize Jonathan Johnson. We also need to get some trains up and running pretty quickly. We also need to expand our line. So, I want to get a station up here in Toledo nice and quickly. Let's get a station up here. There's Cleveland. I want to be wary of where Cleveland is as well. Let's put the station there like that. Let's see if we can bring this thing down. So I'm looking at the way these lines have been built, and I want these lines to kind of take precedence. Let's see if we can build to there. Can we switch in there? Yes, we can. Let's do the same with another line running alongside it, if we can. Might have actually built that on the wrong place. I guess we'll find out in a moment. Yeah, I think I have. Okay. Let's build that to there. Yeah, I did. Okay, so I need to take... Set a demolition point. Let's take that out there. What I need is that to go in sort of like that. I think, because I need to leave space for this line. Although, where's that going in? That's going in on there. See, this is all very clunky. Going in over there like that. I think, actually, let's strip out these lines here a little bit. Let's take that whole section out. There we go. So now I can bring that line in there. I can bring this line in here. There we go. I'm going to put a cross point just there. A switch point, sorry. I'm going to bring this line out and around like that. In fact, let me see, what have I got going on over here? Right, I need a line to go out to Chicago, so yeah, let's make a slight change here. Actually, let's take out let's put a demolition point there. Take that out and put a demolition point next to it. Take that out. There's a reason for this, because I want to have a route that can head out up here. You see, we've got all these stuff, the bits and bobs up there that's doing nothing at the moment. So if I have a line that kind of comes around that way, like so. You know what? No, let's clear that. Let's take this line out as well, because this is just a single line that's running all the way to Indianapolis. It's a double track station there, but there's only a single line. So I'm going to remove that piece of track there as well. I'm trying to tidy up all of this. Right. Let's get this running a bit more efficiently. So this is going to branch out over this way and run over to Indianapolis. Like that. Okay. That's a bit severe, that turn. Let's shallow that out a little bit if we can. Alright, there we go. That's a much shorter, faster route. So we'll build that. We'll try and build this there as well. Okay. Now, coming in here, I've got this... Oops, no, not that. This line here, that's going to come in on this line here as well. Like so. And now this line here is going to loop around there. Okay. That works so far. I prefer if they came out a little bit further, but never mind. So now I've got a link up to Toledo for both rail and for both passenger and freight. I've got a passenger and freight link over here. What have I got coming down here? So down here into St. Louis, I have a very windy, twisty track that kind of loops around that way. Again, it's not very efficient, is it? Kind of, I suppose it's avoiding the river. Alright, let's double track this section here, like so. And let's get this connected here if we can. Okay, so now we have a freight line and a passenger line, and we also have a freight separate link just there for freight. So that's those two lines going in there. We've got nothing coming down here. And we've got a business or two coming down here. So actually, yeah, let's take some of this out. Let's take these lines out here. Take all of that out. We can leave that as is. You see, we have 3 lines coming down here. We can't build into the south, or at least we can't at the moment anyway. So why not? Let's just bring this around a little bit better. do this instead. We've got plenty of cash to play about with, as you can see, so allows us to change our railway network a little bit. There we go. So now we've got a double track line running all the way out to St. Louis. From St. Louis we can then obviously go out to Columbia and Rock Island. So what I'd like to do over here, actually I'm going to take out the track from about here. Same again on this line. I'm actually going to take this station out completely, put a new one in, a large station. I'm looking at where that's located. I'm going to relocate the station at that angle and that position. I'm going to bring these in on central lines through here. There we go. Now that's now going to allow me to then split, so I can now take lines out to Columbia, to Des Moines, and to Rock Island as well. Indianapolis here, that's fine in terms of where it's positioned, but again I'm going to upgrade this station. Let's go back to build, and once again it's done that usual trick of putting them on the first two lines only. I don't know why it keeps doing that, so I'm going to need to take out oops, I took the whole lines out. Damn it, didn't mean to do that. I'll tell you what it does do is actually allows me to bring this out along this way a bit more, and now curve it out this way. More like this. There we go. And now I've got my extended bit here, so I've now got places to actually add in switches if I want to, which is important. Oops, no, that's the wrong line. Nope. Let's try it from this way. Let's run a piece of track there. Now from here, try and link in again, like that. Hopefully that switch will work. Looks like it so far. Run that up to there. So again, I've got my double route over going into Indianapolis, but I can now also send a line out this way. And link that up over here. Let's bring this in. That's way too big a turn. Alright, there we go. That's a nice gradual turn like that. Let's build that in. We're doing all this while we're paused. This is important because we are time critical on this. So again, I want my switch to come in. And then from there, I'm going to switch across like that. There we go. Excellent. Now this line, run this in parallel, like so. From there, I should have built that line first. Alright, okay, so we'll build that like that. Go to demolish, we'll take out that piece. Try and get a nice straight join. And then from there we can now take that across like that. Excellent. This line here. Will join like that. Excellent, there we go. So we have our nice little diverging rails there to split those two lines up. So we've now got a link from Toledo to Indianapolis, from Toledo to Louisville, from Louisville to Indianapolis, and we can also go out this way. And I also want to build a link sort of out this way as well, so we need to connect up these businesses again. So we have this line here, so we can bring this out here. We're going to connect up to this warehouse on that line there. There we go. Because we don't have any cities over here to worry about. We've got, you know, Cleveland, but we can run a direct link from Cleveland to Toledo. So let's put in a small station here in Cleveland. And let's join our tracks. Okay, we need passing loops for our trains, because there are too many of them. That's our freight line, isn't it? So this is our passenger and freight services going out here. Let's put a passing loop in here. And when I build these, you might have noticed I tend to build one line first like that. Now the reason I do that is so that I can literally just move sideways and build a piece pretty much equidistant on the opposite side like that, with the same start point on one end, and then I can kind of match it up the other way. Once I've done that, then I can put in the first point like this, build that, drop down to the next line, and now my switch on the opposite track should be exactly the same size. So I'll do the same over here, build to there, step up, and drag out like that. And this makes it much easier when it comes to placing signals, because they should all now have exactly the same positional place available to them. It's not entirely necessary, but it does make things a little bit easier when you've got nicely positioned passing loops like that. So I'm going to put another one in here. Same method again. So I can literally just drop straight down, go straight across. That looks to be about right. Now I can put in my point. Step fractionally up. Match the point on the opposite side. And then do the same over here. I've got two pieces that end and start pretty much in the same place. So we should get pretty equidistant points across there. And let's have one final passing loop just here. So for this one, because it's so close to a bridge, I need to pull the switches out just a little bit further. And from this one, because it's such a tight position, I'm actually going to do the switches first. So I'm going to build that, drop down, and it's not going to let me put the switch in, is it? No. So I'll have to do it the other way instead. So yeah, it's going to make me go a little bit further. That's because of the terrain more than anything else. So we'll put that piece in there. I'm going to run all the way around to here. And these ones are going to be slightly clunkier, these switches, because we're building on curves. But it's a similar kind of principle. So there we go, we've got passing loops on that line there now. I'm going to need a passing loop on here by the look of it. So let's see, where can I build the passing loop? Build it here. Make a nice big passing loop. Have I built that a little bit too close to the... No, just about get away with that one. Okay, so we've got a passing loop there. We need a passing loop for trains on this line. I'm just going to have the one because it's quite a short route now. So we're not going to have that many trains running on this one, but I'll make it a good sized passing loop. Step across. Drag it down to about the same point. Build my my switch. Step over. Build my switch again. And again. And again. There we go. So I've got a good sized passing loop there. Again, we're going to need a passing loop here as well. Again, I'm going to make this a really long one. Got some pretty stretched out express points in that one there. This is a longer route, so I'm going to try and put 2 in on this one. It's also going to be potentially a busier route because it's feeding into Louisville, which is a city where we need to really boost that population and do it in a short space of time. So I want to have as many passenger services running in there as I possibly can in an attempt to really give that population a boost. You see, this one here, we built that one kind of a bit wonkily, and you can see that these points don't line up properly, so it's not perfect when you try and build them, you know, roughly by hand like that, but they do kind of work. Again, I want to put in a passing point just here as well. This one's going to be built again by hand because we've got that curve and track exchange just there. Okay, so that's our passing loop there, and then I just need one here as well, because this again is quite a short little route. So this needs to be about halfway along. This one I'll build with a slightly more precise method. And then we've got a lot of signals and supply towers that we need to position as well. Okay, so we've done a lot of reconstructive surgery on our rail network there. We've got plenty of passing points, new stations, new lines. We've kept that open there as a freight potential to bring over to Walker Estate. Actually, let's put that line in right now. I want to quickly double this.
Never
That's a
forget,
slandering. There he
the
is, look.
sword is mightier than the pen.
He's not happy, chappy. Right, so now that we have 2 tracks, I don't have to stack the trains. Ooh, what is going on over here? That's a really sweeping curve that doesn't need to be there. So let's try and smooth that out a little bit if we can. There we go, that's a much better route. And that gives us space to put a water tower, sorry, a supply tower in just there as well. Right, I like that. Any other bits that we need to quickly reconstruct while we still have the build menu open? We're down to 2.5 million. Let's not worry about Chicago just yet. Make sure everything over here has got a good sensible connection. So we've got this warehouse feeding in like that. You see we've got what, 1, 2, 3, 4 tracks available to us, and we're using 2 of them there. I think we could actually bring in these businesses over here perhaps as well. Let's see, can I build a large station to tag both of those? I can. So let's drop in a large station there. We do the same over here as well. That question is, do I link those into that warehouse? Yes, I
What
do.
do you plan to do with the station? Is this some kind of trick, or have your brains gone mushy?
Apparently we've gone mushy and soft in the head. Lovely. Right, so this is our current warehouse, and it's a little bit... yeah, like that, basically. So I'm going to split this here. I'm going to run a second train up, going in like that. We're half an hour in and we haven't even moved. We've lost a month through just kind of general moving around in the pause menus and looking at other stuff, but we haven't actually got any trains running yet at all. Let's build that route like that. So we're going to have 2 trains that are going to come from the warehouse down into Louisville and feed everything into there. So over here we've got a poor use of track selection, so we need to take some bits out. I need to take out pretty much all of this track, I think. There we go. So we have this station over here. So I want a train running in on this platform like that. And I want another train on the next platform. Coming in like that. There we go. So we have a back and forth for each of these 2 trains on that line there. Now I need a train to go to the next large station, which is up here. And again, I want 2 trains running in. Let's bring that around like that. Excellent. Check our crossing points. That could be a little bit better. I'm making a very long, unnecessary bridge. There we go. That works. build that route. Now we're going to get a second train running alongside that, all the way along here. And I don't need pass points, because... see if I can get a nice... there we go, nice sloped curve. Don't need pass points because there's going to be one train on each line just running back and forth. Now from this station here, I'm going to run that down here, like so. Oh, that hasn't actually connected, has it? There we go. And then from here, this is going to come up here, hook into West Estate, and then coming off West Estate there's going to be two trains running on this one as well. So let's connect to line 2, bring this down here. I'm spending so much money. Haven't bought any locomotives yet. There we go. So we've got a whole network of businesses all feeding in to our warehouse. Now we're going to need, as a result of that, we're going to need more trains running. We're going to need at least a third train. It's not going to let me build across because of that bridge. It doesn't want a triple track over the bridge. So I'm going to need to bring a separate line out around. And now, once I get to this point here, now I can run parallel. I can run parallel down to here. And at this point, I can then bring that line in just there. Like so. You know what? I'm going to get 4 trains running out of the warehouse, potentially. So we'll bring this line down here like so. It's about there, and then try and bring that onto this line. No, it's a little too close. There we go, we can do that. Right, now that all that's done, now it's time to go through the mess of signals and supply towers everywhere. So let's put a supply tower just here. So they should hopefully tag the supply train, the supply towers, on the way back from the station to the warehouse. I'm going to have to put lots of maintenance places in as well. We need supply towers over here. And again, because the plan is for the trains where needed, is to tag them by these locations as they're pulling up before they depart. I need one on here as well, don't I? There we go. Right, now I need supply towers on these passing loops. I've got to do all these signals next. It's going to take us ages to get this all up and running. We've gone on a mammoth building session here, and we haven't even put a single train on the tracks. But once it's all done, it should, in theory, be worth it. I may have gone a little overboard. I guess we'll find out once we get going. I have no idea what my future objectives are going to be either, so most of this could be completely unnecessary. It may even need to be ripped up again. It's entirely possible. I kind of hope that's not the case, but you never know. So let's put a supply tower there, near the station. That one there I'm going to get rid of. Don't need that there. I do need supply towers on this passing loop here. I'm going to need one on this line. Actually, no, I was going to put one there, wasn't I? So I might, yeah, that's a waste. I'll get rid of that one. Have we got supply towers on all of our lines? Did I put one up here? No, I didn't, by Jackson Pit. Let's put one up there. Yes. Okay, we're looking good. So let's just remove those unnecessary ones that we've put in or left in. Take that one out. I kind of don't really want that one there, but I'll leave it there just in case. This one's going to come out. So I've got one there. Any others that need to come out? No, I think we're good. Right, so signals next. Oh, Christ, will this ever end? This is perhaps the most complicated build I've attempted without even doing anything yet. So let's see. Trains are going to be going on the right, so that needs to be no entry. That, oops, is in the wrong place. Ah, yeah, this one we custom built. So I've said it before. One thing I really love about this game is the fact that it lets you line the signals up. If you've got imperfect junctions like that, it just reallocates. Once you put the one in that's further back, it then, if you get rid of the front one, it then makes that area unbuildable until you drop back and you're level with the one on the parallel track. It's such a clever little feature. I'm amazed by how simplistic but effective that is. It works so beautifully, and it really does make all the difference to have your signals lined up properly. There we go. So we'll do line by line. Oh, and then we need to put pause signals in just here on these lines. And same again on that line there as well. As these all merge through there. Come up to the station. Let's put pause signals here, so that hopefully we can actually stack trains outside the station if we need to. We're going on the right hand side, so that needs to be no entry, which means that needs to be no entry. So we move through here. No entry. And again, look, see, it just lets you line them up perfectly by limiting where you can build and then going into Cleveland. That's signals done there. Do I need any on this bit? No, they're all straightforward back and forth routes. I am going to need wait signals on the merges. Like that. And there's a merge here, so wait signals there. Excellent. There's a split here, so again I'm going to need wait signals. Fantastic, this is all running beautifully. And they all feed down to here. Here we're going to need wait signals all the way across here. And you see we've got different staggered lines, so I could build one here. So again, to show off that point that I was making, I want all these signals to be in a straight line. So this is the earliest point I can build on this line, which is the shorter signal. So if I go here and across and across, and now if I take that one out, I've still got this piece here that I can build in, but it puts a little red gap there, separates out that piece of track, and then starts that one there. So I've got a perfect straight line of all my signals. It's a really simplistic little thing, but you know, it's the little things that really make all the difference, I find. Again, I need wait signals here, where the two lines converge. Oh no, wait, this line isn't converging, is it? So that one doesn't need one. That's going to need a wait signal though. Let's put it back a touch. There we go. So they line up at the right points now. potentially. Yes, there we go. They are properly spaced. We haven't put our signals in on this passing junction here, so that's no entry. I can't go until there, so again, take that one out, and now that's now unbuildable, look, see? And now it's perfectly lined up with that one. Let's move up to this here. So, train's coming in on the right, that's no entry, and that's no entry, there we go. I think we've already done this one here. Yes, we have. And we've done our wait signals there, so now we need to come down this line. Oh, all these signals to place. So many of them. But without them, our network would just grind to a halt. And then here, I need a wait signal where these lines converge. I'm going to put one there as well in case we send a train across both tracks. So no more signals needed for Indianapolis. Now we've got this passing loop. There we go. Almost done, I hope, with the signals. There we go, across. I think that's... Oh, no, we haven't done this. I thought that was it, but no, it wasn't. Alright, we'll get these done as quick as we can. Follow the line round to there. Continue on this line, because there's another passing loop further along. At least one more. I think there's two more on this one. Is there another one? Yes, there is. There it is. So many signals. And then it's a straight feed into St. Louis. Okay. And then over here. This is a completely independent line. We do have a passing loop. There we go. And then that feeds up to there. No need for a passing loop on that one, or a convergence. And that, I believe, is all of the signals that we need to place. Whew, that was a mammoth undertaking, and you know what? That's it for the end of the first episode. So we have moved to December the 2nd. We've laid an awful lot of new track, ripping up a lot of the old stuff. We've unlocked a load of new technologies with all those bonus points. We've laid in some new stations, laid in some connecting loops, put in all the passing loops, put in all the signals, and we've kind of run out of time. So that's it for the end of this episode. Next time, we will start adding the services, get the trains up and running, and then we will get a weapons factory constructed here in Louisville and start shuttling all the materials that we need down there, and hopefully get all the passengers running back and forth so that we can finally get, you know, our population to start going up and get those first two objectives. We've only got one calendar year to get them done, so it's going to be a real pressure cooker moment to see if we can actually do it. So be sure to come back for that. Thanks for watching. I'm Jim Bob, and we'll be back with the second part of Chapter 4 very soon.